Please remember that all the opinions in the show are those of the host and should only be taken as food for thought. We're in no way telling you to do anything. Everything is kept anonymous for the safety of the listeners and no information is shared to anyone else. If you are easily offended by people's opinions or views, then thank you for making it this far, but this is not the podcast for you, so see you later. And please enjoy the rest of the show.
Well, I'm not going to name a
so
podcast,
this listener...
yeah? I'm not going to name a podcast,
right.
yeah? But I've been listening to podcast episodes from a podcast that's not a very well-known one. And every JCB we're doing is coming up, that topic is coming up a few weeks later in their main show.
I tell you, man, TikTok's against us. They're giving our content to people.
They've got to be.
Yeah, because we're not paying them enough money.
They're on the same algorithm as me, and that's how I'm finding all my shit.
Which is probably more likely than TikTok seeing enough content, but I like to believe what I like to believe. So this listener is an interesting one, even though he should have gone to bed a long time before he sent this email. So he sent us two. And the first one says, I have a brilliant family and they love you guys. What do you think you can help? Wait, is this the right one? That was the right one. I've started to think I'm more interested in trans. What do you think about that? And that was sent at 4:00 in the morning.
So hang on. So
I have a brilliant family and they love you guys. What do you think? So the family listens to us, or
his brothers or something, or sisters, or
yeah. I have a brilliant family and they love you guys. Do you think you can help? I'm starting to think I'm more interested in trans. What do you think about that?
That's two totally different topics, isn't it? If you're interested in trans,
thank you for your family.
Fuck it. Yeah. Hope your family are doing well.
Yeah. Thanks for listening. I think that's great. And because when we had that thing about the person watching trans porn.
Yeah.
And I'm like, trans porn's amazing because it's like two hot women and one's got a functioning penis. I was like, you can't get better than that. Jamie's face.
I think it's just good for people to know what they want. Like, a lot of people go through this world and don't have a clue what they want, and that's why relationships and that don't work for them. I do think there is guys that are into trans and trans only.
Like, I said to before about the tattooist that once a year went to Thailand for 2 weeks and just bangs loads of trans people.
And I know quite a few guys that they don't admit they're going. That's the reason they're going to Thailand, but they go to Thailand every year. I'm thinking, well, there's two reasons you're going there. So, one of them two is transsexuals. So I think it's 2024. What's the worst that can happen?
I can't remember what it's called. What's that? The sexuality where you fall in love with people's personality.
Oh,
starts with an A, doesn't it? Does it start with an A?
No, it's pansexual.
Is that pansexual? Yeah.
Yeah.
Pansexual. Yeah. So that confuses me, right? Because I always believe that there has to be some sort of sexual attraction to the person you're looking at, right? Like, I get the whole, I'm 100% behind falling in love with someone's personality. Like, don't get me wrong, but there has to be some sexual attraction as well. But then there's the thing, like, with like in trans people, because they were born male, right? So maybe you just get on better with male. They look really attractive, and you're like, oh, I can get on board with this.
Yeah, and I think as time goes on, they're not what you expect them to be when in 1995, where a guy called Jeff has decided to transform.
You could say transform. Transition
into
a fucking
like a transformer into like, and he's like a 40 stone fucking lorry driver.
Yeah,
it's a bit different now. Like, especially if they transition early, they're almost basically what they want to be.
The other thing that gets me is that, like, when I was watching that 90 Days with the trans woman that I was talking about in a previous episode, like, she said a lot of like characteristics of like male, like she was really dominating.
Yeah.
And I think that's what that guy couldn't handle, because he was quite, he was like a male, even though he was sleeping with a trans woman.
Yeah.
Like, he couldn't handle that part, and I think that's what was putting him off being able to perform.
Which is understandable. I think a lot of the time, maybe this guy is attracted to like a more dominating female presence, whether they're transsexual or not. But I think explore it. If you want to go down that road, there's nothing stopping you.
No,
I don't think no one judges you anymore.
No,
I think just do what you want.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. Whatever makes you happy.
Mm.
You know what I mean? If that
I'm sure there'll be a YouTube comment of some bigot saying, "Oh, he's gay."
He's gay. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's going to get to the point where, like, gay, like everyone's really sort of fixated on like gay, bi. I think it's all just going to be mute. Like, people are just going to be doing what they're doing, and there isn't going to be a label for it.
That's the way it should be.
Yeah.
And I think that's the way it was years and years and years ago. I think people got with a woman to reproduce, but it's all over old societies and stuff like that they just slept with everyone.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
The good old days.
It didn't matter.
The good old days, Jay.
And the good old days. When they were sucking the snake's venom out of people's penises left, right, and centre.
There's a snake epidemic back then, mate. You know what I mean?
That's why everyone likes
full of them.
That's why everyone likes fucking St. Patrick, really.
Miss all those snakes. But yeah, no. If you're interested in explore it, like there's loads of ways to like go on dates. Doesn't mean, I think the whole people get funny about it, right? Is if they're interested in trans, the first thing there's like, oh, you've got to suck dick. Not every trans person has a, you know, they might get removed. But there's nothing stopping you just going out on a date and meeting people and having fun with someone. It doesn't have to generate around the sex part.
Yeah, exactly. And see how it goes.
Yeah. But it's more about the person anyway, just because that's just their way of, that's their life that they've
you might decide that you don't like it when you get into it. It's like I was watching a documentary once on dogging. Did I ever tell you about this dogging documentary?
No, I don't think so.
This dogging documentary, I recommend it to everyone. I think it was on Channel 4 or Channel 5 about fucking 5 years ago. I think it's on YouTube now. And it's called like The Secrets of Dogging, and they all wear terrible like pound shop masks in it. Because they're all like drippy fuckers, yeah, from like Yorkshire or something. And there's this couple. There's a guy called Paul and his missus, who, and I'm not, no word of a lie, his missus is probably about 35 stone, yeah?
Yeah.
And Paul drives a Toyota Yaris, which is a very small car. And they're going out dogging in this car. So not only is Paul and his missus going out dogging in this car, yeah, he's brought along a third party, which is some woman called Yasmin, yeah, who is also 35 stone. So the three of them are in this fucking Yaris driving out, and they're all talking about how exciting it's going to be and all this stuff. And then as soon as a bloke comes out the bushes, because obviously he's there for dogging as well, so he walks up to the window. For our American audience, dogging is like outdoor sex.
Having sex outside.
Yeah, wanking into car windows while people have sex. And
cruising is the gay one, isn't it? That's a similar sort of thing.
Yeah,
you go around in a car.
That's the gay version.
Yeah,
so these two get out the car and they start doing stuff with each other, the two women. And then the guy comes out the bush, and then Paul gets all upset because he's decided he doesn't like it anymore because there's a man there. And he's like, I want to go now, guys. I want to go. And then they have like a huge blazing row and set in front of this guy who's just standing there wanking.
Oh, but he's loving it.
Yeah,
camera there as well.
Mental. And then like they cut to Paul and the two women about 2 weeks later, and he's like, I've just chosen to just stay as us three for now and see how we get on. And they're all looking at the camera with their shitty Poundland masks on. Absolutely I remember I somehow ended up watching that with my mum. It was the most awkward, fucking thing I've ever watched with my mum in my life.
I'm gonna have to watch that. That's that thing in it where you're watching a movie with your family and then there's like sex going on. And you're like, where do I look?
Yeah, because I was like, this can't be that graphic. Trust me. There were some scenes in that fucking documentary.
But hello again to your family. Thanks again for emailing in. Let us know how you get on. You know what I mean? Let us know if you explore it a bit more.